Hi guys, this is Venkat Reddy. You are watching Java Mozo. In this video, we are going to discuss about different primitive data types that are available in Java. In our previous tutorial, we have defined a variable as memory container which holds data for our program. The size of that memory container and the data that we are going to store in that memory container is always depends on the data type of that particular memory container. In Java, we have 8 different primitive data types to represent different types of data. Let's start our discussion with integer data types. We have 4 different data types just to represent integer numbers in Java. The first one is byte. The size of byte is 1 byte and the minimum value that we can store inside this particular data type is minus 128 and the maximum value that we can store inside this particular data type is 127. Default values for all these integer data types is 0. We can declare byte data type like this: data type followed by variable name, and we can assign value to a variable like this: data type followed by variable name and this assignment operator and the value of this particular variable. Short is the second data type to represent integer numbers in Java. The size of this particular data type is 2 bytes and the minimum value that we can store inside this data type is minus 32,768 and the maximum value that we can store inside this particular data type is 32,767. We can declare short data type like this: data type followed by variable name, and we can assign value to this particular short data type like this: data type followed by variable name, assignment operator, and the value of this particular variable. The third data type that we can use to represent integer values is int. The size of this particular data type is 4 bytes. This is the minimum value that we can store inside this particular data type, and this is the maximum value that we can store inside this particular data type. This is how we can declare int data type, and this is how we can assign values to this particular integer data type. The last data type that is used to represent integer numbers is long. The size of this particular data type is 8 bytes. The minimum value that we can store inside this particular data type is this, and the maximum value that we can store inside this particular data type is. We can declare long data type like this: data type followed by variable name. We can assign values to this long data type like this: data type followed by variable name, this assignment operator, and the value. The most important thing is at the end of the value we need to append L. Either it can be small l or capital L. Otherwise, compiler will treat this 10 as integer and it will throw a compile time error. Float and double data types are used to represent decimal numbers in Java. The float data type is single precision 32-bit IEEE 754 floating point, whereas double data type is double precision 64-bit IEEE 754 floating point. The size of this float data type is 4 bytes and the size of this double data type is 8 bytes. The default value of this float data type is 0.0f and the default value of this double data type is 0.0d. We can declare float data type like this: data type followed by variable name. And we can assign values to float data type like this: data type, variable name, this assignment operator, and the value that we are going to assign to this particular variable. Here also the most important thing is we need to append this f at the end of the value. Otherwise, Java compiler will consider this value as double and it will throw a compile time error saying that you cannot assign a double value to float float data type. We can declare double data type like this: double data type followed by variable name, and we can assign values to this double data type like this. The first thing that we need to remember when we work with this float and double data types is we should not use these two data types when accuracy is very important. The second thing that we need to remember when we work with these two data types is we should not use equality operator with these two data types. I made two different videos to provide detailed explanation on these two things. I will add that video URLs into YouTube's description. You can refer that for more information. The next data type is Boolean. This Boolean data type represents one bit of information, and the possible values for this data type is true and false. The default value of this data type is false. Boolean data type is not precised. I will make a dedicated video to explain about what is the size of this Boolean data type. I will add that video URL into YouTube's description. You can refer that for more information. The last data type in primitive data types is char. This char data type is used to store any character in Java. The size of this data type is 2 bytes, that is 16 bits. These are the different primitive data types that are available in Java. Thanks for watching my video. I hope to see you in my next video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.